Hello and welcome to our channel. 2023 is packed with amazing new releases, and today we are going to mention some of the electrifying fighting/brawling games that you might find interesting. If this is the type of content you enjoy, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to always stay updated to our videos, and also kindly like and share to show your support. That motivates us to keep going. Before starting, we just want to mention that some of the games in this videos does not have a confirmed release date, so there is a possibility that those might get delayed in their launch. Now, without wasting more time, let's dig right into the video. Starting with Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is an upcoming fighting game developed and published by Capcom. It is planned for release for PlayStation 4 and 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S on June 2, 2023. After nearly 25 years, the Street Fighter canonical storyline has finally progressed past the events of 1999's Street Fighter III: Third Strike. This means no Bison, no Shadaloo, and characters like Guile and Chun-Li no longer have their main motivations for fighting, so expect some new takes on classic characters moving forward. Street Fighter 6 features 3 overarching game modes, namely Fighting Ground, World Tour, and Battle Hub. Fighting Ground contains local and online versus battles as well as training and arcade modes, all featuring similar 2D fighting gameplay to the previous games in the series, in which two fighters use a variety of attacks and special abilities to knock out their opponent. World Tour is a single-player story mode, featuring a customizable player avatar exploring 3D environments, with action-adventure gameplay. Battle Hub acts as an online lobby mode, with other features set to be revealed in the future. The game is set to launch with a base roster of 18 characters, which also includes 6 new characters. A prequel comic book series of the same name by Udon Entertainment was announced on November 9, 2022, which explains how this game heavily focuses on Ken and Luke's stories. Next is Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is an upcoming fighting game developed and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. This is the 8th main installment in the Tekken series, and is set to be released for PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. The exact release date is not yet confirmed. Jin Kazama and his father Kazuya Mishima are poised to begin their final battle, which has been building up for several years. While Jin already faced his relatives in previous games from the franchise, in the upcoming one, he is shown in a major conflict with his Devil Gene abnormality, as it keeps absorbing his humanity to the point he becomes Devil Gene alter ego in the middle of the fight. According to director Katsuhiro Harada, Tekken 8 gameplay will focus on aggressiveness, and will have a new heat system, in addition to returning gameplay features from Tekken 7, such as rage system-based attacks and screw. The gameplay will reward aggressiveness rather than those who turtle up. There will also be a focus on stage destruction, character reactions to these, and making the gameplay enjoyable to watch, as well as play, since Tekken is now a high-level esports game. This new system was based on reception to the predecessor. Rather than recycling content, all the character models and stages are completely new and are meant to be an improvement over previous games. In contrast to Tekken 7, which is powered by Unreal Engine 4, Tekken 8 will be powered by the Unreal Engine 5, making it the very first major fighting game to utilize this latest game engine. There are currently 10 playable fighters announced for the game. Next is Die by the Blade. Die by the Blade is a 1v1 weapons-focused fighting game developed by Triple Hill Interactive, Grindstone, Toko Midori Games, and published by Quali. The game is set in a samurai-punk world that fuses traditional Japanese aesthetics with cyberpunk culture. It is set to release sometime in 2023 for PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X and S. Here the difference between victory and death lies in a single strike of the blade. Choose your weapon and character combination freely to define your moveset, but your moveset is determined by your weapon rather than your choice of character. Die by the Blade is a game with no health bars, which means every strike can mean death. Like many games in the genre, it's a 1v1 fighter where you're trying to land a hit on the upper, middle or lower section of the opponent. The trick is that as you try to land the hit, the opponent will try to block in kind. Blocking an attack will typically reduce your fighter's resolve, which is the measure of how many incoming attacks can be deflected. But the key to success is that if you can match your block direction to the incoming attack, it will actually reduce the attacker's resolve. Whoever receives a hit when they are on low resolve dies, before being resurrected for the next round in the best-of-3 format. Victory in these tense, all-or-nothing matches will depend on your ability to read your opponent, parry and avoid their attacks, and exploit their mistakes at a moment's notice, as there is no room for error. Choose your favorite from among a range of diverse characters, or mold them into your ideal warrior through in-depth character and weapon customization features. Each character and weapon features dozens of components, allowing you to perfectly express your personal style on the battlefield. They also features minor stat changes to suit certain playstyles. The game also offers local and online multiplayer mode and online ranked matches where you will test your skills. Moving on to WWE 2K23. WWE 2K23 is a professional wrestling game developed by Visual Concepts and published by 2K. It is set to release on March 17, 2023, for PC via Steam, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Here you play through the key moments and toughest opponents of John Cena's storied 20-year WWE career. And in a franchise first, take on the role of each marquee opponent, who are some of WWE's greatest of all time, as you aim to take down Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect. The fan-favorite action-packed War Games makes its debut in WWE 2K23, and delivers heart-pounding 3v3 and 4v4 multiplayer mayhem inside two side-by-side rings, surrounded by a double steel cage. With my GM, or my general manager, take the reins of a weekly show and compete against rival general managers for brand supremacy. Now featuring more general managers to choose from, additional show options, multiple seasons, expanded match cards, and more match types for up to 4 players. You will collect and upgrade cards of WWE superstars and legends to build the ultimate faction and compete for global dominance in my faction, now featuring online multiplayer. You will walk through the curtains for your WWE debut and shape your career as a WWE superstar with the decisions you make along the way through distinct storylines. WWE Universe Mode is the ultimate sandbox that puts you in charge of WWE, from superstar rosters, feuds, champions, weekly shows, and more. Next is Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. Publisher Cygames has announced that Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising is coming to PlayStation 4 and 5 and PC via Steam sometime in 2023. Developed by Arc System Works, Rising is the successor to Granblue Fantasy Versus and will feature a new story, stages, characters, cross-play compatibility. With improvements and new features to the fighting game mechanics of Granblue Fantasy Versus, there will also be a brand new mode in the game called Granblue's Legends that will incorporate multiplayer minigames to the online lobbies. In addition to the original cast of 24 characters, even more playable characters will be joining the roster. Players will enjoy a simplified version of RPG mode in an all-new story mode, including all chapters from the first Granblue Fantasy Versus. Moving on to Varvarion. Varvarion is a 3D sword fighting action game currently in development for Microsoft Windows, which puts you at the center of playable, anime-styled sword fights. Currently there is no release date announced. In this game, players will be flipping and dodging to evade ferocious attacks, parrying at the last possible split second to riposte with a deadly blow, and doing it all with the style and flair of an anime battle. This is what Varvarion is setting out to achieve. Another goal is to support a wide assortment of combat situations, ranging from one-on-one duels to group melees. Varvarion is being developed to balance tactical, fighting game-like skill with the wide variety of combat scenarios found in action games. Moving on to Project L. Project L is Riot Games' upcoming fighting game, set in the League of Legends universe set to release for Microsoft Windows. However, no release date has been announced yet. The game appears to be a 2.5D assist-based fighter where a player chooses two champions, the point and the assist. The point is the player's primary champion and performs a majority of the actions, while the assist is a secondary champion that can be summoned to aid in combat. Champions are interchangeable between point and assist. The characters will be 3D models fighting on a horizontal 2D plane, close to Street Fighter V. It will have tag team mechanics, where you pilot a squad of two different champions, swapping them in and out to land some nasty combos. The game keeps track of combos, indicating how many hits connect with an opponent. Character-specific meters also indicate the possibility of EX attacks and supers, though nothing much has been shown off yet. Moving on to God of Rock. God of Rock blends rhythm-based gameplay with fighting game mechanics in tense 1v1 matches. It is developed and published by Modus, and is set to release for PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch and Windows on April 18, 2023. The mysterious God of Rock has revived the souls of the universe's greatest musicians to clash for his entertainment. Revitalized with new bodies and new powers, each musician will become a contestant in his game, battling it out with each other for musical supremacy on a global stage. You can choose from a dozen unique fighters, each with their own design, mechanics, and harmonic attacks. In this unique game design, you soften up your opponent by executing normal moves and building meter by hitting notes to the beat of the song, then spend your meter to unleash EX and special moves, do damage and add complexity to their tracks. Finally, finish them off with a devastating super attack. As the battle progresses, the music track will continue to grow in complexity and difficulty until only one fighter is left standing. The game will launch with 12 unique characters, each with their own combat style and special moves, 8 mesmerizing stages, and over 40 original rock tracks to choose from. Depending on the unique combination of selected characters and stage, your gameplay changes, providing a new experience every time you switch up how you play. Each of the game's 40-plus music tracks are being carefully and masterfully curated by a talented team of indie composers. There's something for every rock fan in this setlist. It touches on every subgenre from Celtic rock to punk to symphonic rock. Next is Blazing Strike. Publisher Axis Games and developer Rare Breed Makes Games have delayed fighting game Blazing Strike from its previously planned fall 2022 release window to sometime in June 2023. It will launch for PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. Inspired by classic arcade fighting game series from industry greats such as Capcom and SNK, Blazing Strike evokes the excitement and nostalgia of 2D pixel art genre pioneers, while incorporating a unique game system with modern mechanics. Blazing Strike features a 4-button system with 6 normal attacks that are light, medium, and heavy punches and kicks, as well as 3 defense moves that are block, guard, and parry. A rush trigger enables fighters to execute fast-paced attacks and movements, but using it will slowly drain the rush meter, sending the character into a temporary groggy state. This allows players to execute exciting combos while having to manage the rush meter. The game will include 3 play modes that are Story Mode, Arcade Mode, and Versus Mode, with training, sparring, and online matches. And finally on today's list, we got Pocket Bravery. Pocket Bravery is an original fighting game inspired by classics from the 90s, such as Street Fighter, Fatal Fury, and The King of Fighters. Pocket Bravery was created to be a new and unique fighting game, with original characters, vibrant colors, and a combat system that is determined to impress you, since the game was designed with a focus on high-level players. Even so, it has features that will teach beginner players how to develop and evolve in the game. It is being developed by Statera Studio, and will be published by P-Cube sometime in 2023 for PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. The game uses the digital pad and 4 buttons, 2 for punches and 2 for kicks. Players can execute the traditional commands from the fighting games using the directional pad, plus the buttons to make special moves, super specials, or even the final attack. Each character has an element that represents their strength, can be physical or supernatural. Players can accumulate up to 2 attacks on the elemental bar. Through this system, it is possible to execute elemental attacks that have different characteristics from the others and bring new offensive or defensive possibilities for the player. The game will also offer online PvP matches, shared and split-screen PvP. So, that's it for today's mentions. We hope you found this helpful and interesting, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also mention in the comment, which fighting game are you excited for in 2023, and which other games should have been on the list which we might have missed. We will be back soon with more amazing videos. Take care, and have a wonderful day.